The following video is going to show you how to use some of the filters within Photoshop. Now what the filters are different tools. If you go to Filter, you can see there is Artistic, which can give you features such as, things that you might do with a paintbrush, different types of blur, brush strokes. You can distort things, give things noise, pixelate, render, sharpen, and I'm going to go through a few of these. Alright, the first thing that I'm going to do, which is something that I always do, a rule I always follow in Photoshop, is to not work off of this background layer. So I'm going to go to Select, All, Edit, Copy, Edit, Paste. What that's done, created a new layer that I can work from, and I hid my background layer. Alright, what I'm going to do right now is show you some of these tools. First of all, for instance, say I go to Artistic and I just click Fresco. The editor is going to pop up, and I'm going to make this a little smaller so you can actually see it. And you can see what each of these features would do to my image. You can see this one gives the cat a paint-like effect. And over on the right hand side are the properties for it, so I can change the stroke size, detail, softness, and I can actually keep going through all of these and see what they're going to do. And if there's a feature that I like, I can keep it, or I can simply cancel. But you can play around with these, and I suggest you play around with these for a good hour. Just get a feel for each one of these. I'm not going to go through each one of these. It's a matter of knowing that they're there and what they actually do to the image and how they work. So I'm going to cancel that. Alright, some of the more common ones that I do use, first of all, is blur. Usually when I add things in the pictures, sometimes I need to blur something. There is two kinds of blur that I use. Blur, which blurs at one time, and blur more, which is blur times 5, so it blurs 5 times. And if I keep blurring this, you're going to notice a difference, but I'm not going to keep doing that. The picture's already a little blurry anyway. If I open up this picture and I see that it is a little blurry, I use a filter that's actually the opposite of blur, called Sharpen. And you can sharpen and sharpen more. And so it's the same with blur, where it's, sharpen 1 time, sharpen more is 5 times. So if I click sharpen more, you can see that it's sharpened. So sharpen, let me do it a couple times, just so that you can see the effect. Okay, now you can really see it because I've sharpened many times. What it's starting to do actually is it's sharpening quality away from the photo. I push sharpen more. It took several times for me to do this. You can see that it's really taking quality away because it's sharpening it too much. But I do really like this effect. And I'm going to step backwards to get back to the original photo. Alright. Okay. Other ones that I do like. Let's see, there is some things that are more useful than others. Okay, if we go to render, I can add a lens flare, which is actually a light in the picture. So if I click OK, it almost can add sunlight into the picture, or a glare from a camera. And there are several other of these. Most of these I don't use. You can add clouds, just make a background of all clouds. Right now it's black and white because my background picture is black and white. And let me quickly just open up a new photo here. Alright, this is perfect. This is a picture of a group of students and I. And let me zoom in on the picture so that we can see the actual pixels. Alright. Okay, here's the actual picture. Let me show you a better example of using the sharpen because I didn't like the example photo that I used. There we go. That's sharp. One sharpen. Look at that. Really sharpens up the image a lot. I'm going back and forth. I'm undoing and redoing the sharpen. Alright, so those are the filters in Photoshop. There are quite a few of them. I suggest you go through and play with each one of them. Find the ones that you like and think are useful. I showed you some of the ones that I find more useful. But those are the filters.